ribbon dance creates beautiful movements like rainbows and peaceful clouds in the sky, and represents good fortune and prosperity.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Daniel from Second Chance Love, and I'm here with hubby, if you guys did not know, which is...
I am Joe with Thrift Sense LA. Hello everyone.
And we are very excited. I know that some of you have been asking for some type of collaboration together since we do thrifting. We both thrift and we're like very different in our kind of like what we thrift for. I tend to be more for ceramics and decorations and like Ray done, as you guys have seen in my videos here on my channel. But my hubby is very different.
I thrift for anything, really. Anything that catches my eyes, any familiar brand, anything that I know will be popular in my shops, that's gonna be going home with me. So that's kind of how I go. So as we go through the video, you'll see that I have quite a range of things that I'm going to be thrifting. Today we are going to be doing a video of our top 3 finds that we have thrifted. For me, unfortunately, I will not have the items because they already sold in my shop. However, my husband here will be doing a little quick show and tell.
So if you guys did not know already, we are hubbies and we both have our own distinct channel, but we welcome you to follow me here on Second Chance Love. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're notified of all my weekly videos. And also head on over to my channel. And where can they find you?
Don't forget to check out my channel at Thrift Sense LA. Thrift Sense LA, one word. You should be able to find me here on YouTube, but we will leave the link down in the description box to make it easier for you guys.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. I will go ahead and start off with one of my major pieces, and then we'll go back and forth from there on, giving you information and why we feel it's a special item or why it was such an amazing find for us. So for my very first piece, if you have followed me, you know that I am a huge Ray-Don fanatic, and I am very blessed to find a lot of these items here in Southern California where we live in Goodwills. So I have found this piece, which if you have seen me since the long run, then you have already seen this piece. It is a Ray-Don canister, and what makes it very, very special is that it's a special one. You cannot find these anymore, and it's very, very rare. And this surface right here, which is in black, is a chalk surface. So you're able to write on here with chalk, and of course you can rub it off and keep changing it to whatever you may want it to be. So I found this at Goodwill and it was only $4.99. There is the Goodwill tag. The bottom you will see that it says Ray Dunn right there. And this is just a very awesome and cool find because this retails for a lot. You can find it on Mercari, Poshmark, and several other places, and it goes for a lot of money. We're speaking in the hundreds, and I only got this for $5. But to me, it's very special because I am a huge Ray Dunn fan, and I just love collecting her pieces. So this is a very, very unique piece to my collection.
All right, and for my first find, I'm gonna take it all the way back to when I first started. So I started thrifting and reselling the summer of 2020. Coronavirus hit us, and so my hours were cut severely at work. And so I do a lot of other things. I do hair, I do makeup, I do a lot. And so I decided to add thrifting to the mix. And so shortly after starting, I came across a handbag. And that's kind of how my whole venture and journey into handbags started. So I found this handbag. I recognized it because a friend of mine many years ago used to buy these handbags a lot. They're known as the seatbelt bags or Harveys. And so we were at OC Boutique in San Juan Capistrano, and I found this bag and I quickly realized it was at Harvey's, and I remember I told Daniel, oh my gosh, this is a Harvey's. I know these are expensive. I didn't quite know how expensive it was, but I ended up picking it up and it was $14.99. I remember this. It was a green tag and it was $14.99, and coincidentally that day or that week, green tag at Goodwill was half off. So I paid a whopping $7.50. I did a quick search. At the time I didn't have all the tools that I have now to do searches and kind of look at comps. So I just did it the old fashioned way, just kind of tried to describe it on Google, and it came up, and lo and behold, it was selling for like $900 on Mercari, and I just couldn't believe it. I don't have the item anymore. It did sell. It sold within a few days, I believe, of me listing it. It sold on OfferUp, but we will pop that picture up here somewhere for y'all to see. And so I took it home. It wasn't the cleanest. It looked like it had been in someone's garage for a long time collecting dust. So I ended up getting to work and started cleaning it. And so I wanted a quick sale. I wasn't patient enough. As many of you guys will get to know me, you'll know that I'm not a very patient person. I like things to move fast. I move very fast. I think very fast. My mind's always going. And so I like everything else to be that way. And I know that's completely unreasonable, but that's just what it is. So I popped it up for $3.50, and shortly after, within minutes, I got a message and someone bought it for me. So that was one of the coolest finds, and I actually have the photo in my phone. I found it on July 3rd of 2020.
So for my next piece, of course, if you guys already know me, it has to be another Ray Dunn. I am so ecstatic when I find pieces like this, because these are pieces that are no longer in production and they are rare. So the very other item that I have that you guys have most likely seen if you follow me is this Ray Dunn collaboration with World of Market. So she released a total of 4 mugs, which is the Crown series. So on the back, it has that really pretty crown, and then at the front it says "Be True." So there was a total of 4 designs, and each had a different saying. And again, this is another amazing find because it was only 99 cents at Goodwill, guys. I just can't believe it. I have found a total of 3, but I have only kept this one so far, and I love it. And they retail for almost like $40 or $50, maybe even more, just for this one single mug that cost me only $1. So it's a really cool find, and I love finding vintage pieces, which is definitely one of the best things that you can do is when you thrift. Well, here in our case, we are very lucky that we find a lot of cool pieces at thrift stores. And that's the one thing that's cool, because you find a lot of vintage pieces that are no longer in production.
My next find is also housewares. So I was at Goodwill. Goodwill's just a place to be, guys. You guys really need to check Goodwill out. Don't sleep on Goodwill.
Unfortunately, a lot of my followers have told me that California Goodwills are like on a whole nother level. That a lot of them unfortunately do not run into a lot of the items that we find. So we definitely feel you, and we're so sorry that unfortunately you cannot experience that. But if you are ever in California,
I don't know though. We go to Arizona a lot and we find, I mean, a lot of like very different items, but we do find a lot of good stuff.
true.
However, that statement does hold true for Texas. I travel a lot to Texas, and let me tell you, the mom and pop shops in Texas are probably way better than all Goodwills in the Dallas area put together. But we were in Westminster at the Goodwill. I saw what looked like a pan to me. And so I flipped it over and I saw a Le Creuset logo on it. And so I know Le Creuset. I used to work at the mall when I was hairdressing. And so I would see these very expensive items at like Williams Sonoma or like Nordstrom's. So I found one that didn't have a lid, and it was priced at $6.99. And then I found a second one with a lid, and it was in a heart shape. It was a Valentine's Day collection. It was red, which is very like iconic Le Creuset color. And so I got both of them. The one with the lid was $9.99, and the one without a lid was $6.99. So it was a total of like $17. And I ended up selling them on Mercari for a whopping $155. So that was my second find for my second. So that was my second thrifted find.
And we're very lucky, guys. But we always like keep an eye out for each other. If he's hunting and we're both together, then he'll be on the lookout for specific items that I'm looking for, and vice versa. So we always keep each other, you know, out there, keeping our eye out for what might be good to sell. Again, we do have full-time jobs. This is not a this is more of a side thing for us more than anything. We do work full hours, a full week, and we have a lot of responsibilities, and this is more of a side thing that we just truly enjoy. But if you can, bring in some extra cash, it doesn't hurt.
Although I recently have been accused of stealing some Ray Dunn thrifted items. Stay tuned for our next video on my channel, and we'll tell you all the juicy gossip on that.
Sure. Okay. So for my last piece, I actually cherish this piece very, very much because it's really adorable. If you guys grew up with this childhood cartoon, it is from Madeline, and it's a doll set. So this carrying case is representing the little mansion house from the cartoon, and it's really, really cute. I found this at one of our local thrift stores. I think it was only for like $8. $8, and inside is what's the best part. So at first I didn't see it. I think I went around like twice until I actually picked it up, and it actually has still the doll collection inside. So the set comes with a bunch of Madeline's clothes and accessories, and there are 2 dolls that are actually 3. There's a total of 3. One of them's Pepito, and then 2 of Madeline with her pretty hair. And then this door opens up, and there is Miss Clary. I forget the name, guys. But it's the nun that takes care of them in the school. And then the little drawer at the bottom has a bunch of little goodies for the dolls. And it's just, they're really, really cute, and I love it. And I've had this for a while now. I have shared it with you guys before, but this is just a really cool vintage piece. I believe it's from the 90s, I want to say, based on 1997 is when this came out. So it's absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. And I think this retails for like what? Maybe if you were to resell this, I think it's close to $100 or something.
I think it's a little bit more.
Maybe even a little bit more because it's vintage and it's a vintage toy. And it does have some wear and tear, but it's still a really cool piece, and I love that I have it in my collection.
And this is kind of what makes, this is what makes our thrifting trips fun, because like my eye is not trained to, like, I would have seen this and just walked by past it. So sometimes he brings me stuff and he's like, oh, this is such and such thing. I have no idea. We look it up and it's just like a crazy find that I would have completely overlooked, and vice versa. he's very focused and on what he thrifts for. I'm not. I kind of just like to wander. I've been accused of taking way too long through every aisle, which I'm probably guilty, but that's just kind of how I roll. So
yeah, because I'm always the type of person that will like, I want to hit as many thrift stores as I can on a weekend, and I can hit up maybe like 4, 5, 6 stores maybe at the max, whereas my hubby will probably can only do maybe 2 or 3 because he takes his sweet time looking through everything, which is also a positive thing because it might be that I missed something out, which I have. I have come across things that I've missed, and he brings them to me and like, oh, did you catch this? Or I'm surprised that you missed this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. So it works out for both of us.
And for my last and final find, this one is a good one. It's a really, really good one. So, aside from physically going to the thrift shops, I also do some online stuff. And so one of my, I'm not on it so much now, but when I was first starting, because of lack of time, and then it was also COVID, we're also trying to be very careful because my mom is immunocompromised, my in-laws are a little bit older. So just for various reasons, we were trying to minimize the amount of time that we spend out in contact with other people. So I wanted to grow my reselling business, and I wanted to make it a nice side hustle. And so for that reason, I started exploring different avenues, and I came across like Shop Goodwill. Not sure if you're familiar with Shop Goodwill. It is a bidding system. So sometimes it's kind of frustrating because you think you're on the dot. Like there was definitely times where like I would have him on his phone and then I'd be on my phone so that we can start like bidding, and sometimes we'd both miss it. Sometimes he'd get it, sometimes I'd get it. Anyways, I got myself it was supposed to be for me. Got myself a Gucci watch. It came with a certificate of authenticity, so I knew that it was a real watch. It was not in working condition, so I definitely took a gamble on it. The watch itself was $40 something, like $46. I received it. It wasn't working. I took it to our jeweler. He said, oh, you might just need a battery. So I paid for the battery. It didn't work. So then he said, oh, there's something going on with the engine, not the engine, the motor. And so he fixed it. He charged me like an extra $30. So total, I ended up spending $70 something. Someone wanted to keep it. I'm not going to say who, but someone in the room wanted to keep it. And we have this rule with our thrifted items. If we like something, if it doesn't sell within 30 days, then we are able to keep it. And so I took very nice photos, as you will see. It's going to pop up here somewhere. And I ended up selling it for $245 or $255 on Depop. And so that was a killer find, and I was so excited about it.
I was not excited about it because I wanted that watch so bad, guys. It was so gorgeous. It looked so good on my wrist, but...
Well, and to add insult to injury, he was my model for the photos, so...
But if many of you are not aware, again, the Goodwill shopping online is, if you've ever in your life have purchased from eBay, it's basically the same thing. eBay has some buy now options, whereas the other ones is a bidding war. So whoever, gets the most, pays the most, gets the item. So it can be a little bit frustrating and annoying. I have done it before, and I personally do not favor it just because you have to wait days until you know whether or not you're going to get that item, and eventually you get it for such a good price when you're in store rather than shop Goodwill online, because they're trying to get more money out of the item. So you end up paying double, maybe triple, maybe even more than what you would find in store.
That is true. So that is a good comparison. So definitely very much like eBay. Most of it is bidding, but it's not a true bid, auction type of deal. They do have the buy it now, but you're going to pay an exorbitant amount of money for the buy it now. One advantage of physically being in the store is that you don't pay for shipping. Sometimes shipping can be more expensive than the actual item. I've bought in handbags for $4.99, but paid like $12 shipping. So there's definitely a benefit to being in store. There's no bidding, there's no shipping. However, you can also have very focused very focused searches. So I knew I wanted to resell handbags. I knew the brands that I wanted to look at. So I would filter by brand, and then I'd kind of add to my watch list, and then, you know, I'd be eyeing everything. And the wicked part is that you have to, like, the auctions end at various times, like sometimes like at 2 in the morning, sometimes at like 9 a.m, 11 a.m. So you just have to be on your toes. And I think that system automatically kind of changes the time to like your time zone. So that's good, but you just kind of have to be on it all the time.
So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little trip through
Memory lane,
basically, because these are all items that we have came across, and there's a bazillion more that we could show you guys. We don't really know what we're going to go through this, if it's going to be a continuous collaboration all the time. I know that a few of you did ask for us to do a collaboration video, so that was really a good idea that we wanted to do, since again, we both are thrifters and we're a duo, but we're always focused on different parts of the thrift world and what we bring into the table. But we wanted to go ahead and just showcase some of the items that we have found on our thrifting adventures. And we hope that you do subscribe to our channels. If you have not already, let us know in the comments below, what was your favorite item from this memory lane? Have you ever had any experiences at Goodwill's? What is your favorite thrift store? Or if you guys have any personal, well, not personal, but if you guys have any questions for us, well, you guys know me. You guys can ask me anything. I'm an open book. I'm not gonna say so much about my husband because I'm not too sure what he feels comfortable asking or not, or answering. But if you guys have any questions in regards to thrifting or stores or any of the items that we have found, then we welcome them down below in the comments.
Well, thank you all for being here today. We hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of us, let us know. We're more than happy to film. I am on my slow season. I'm not really traveling right now, so this is the best time to do that. Don't forget to check out my channel, shameless plug here, at Thrift Sense LA. You can also find all my items at my shops, and those are also linked on my what is it, landing page or YouTube page.
Yes, on your About page.
On my About page. Sorry, I'm new to this whole YouTube lingo.
But yes, you guys, we want to thank you so much. I have just reached over 600 subscribers, so I'm very, very thankful for each and every one of you. And my hubby just notified me that he has also marked at 300. Oh, 200.
I'm right over 200, and it's thanks to all of you guys.
Oh.
I definitely see a lot of my husband's followers that are going onto my channel. So thank you so very much. I definitely appreciate that. It helps out my channel tremendously, and I'm just so grateful.
But let's go ahead and get him to 300, guys. So if you have not subscribed to his channel, I would love and appreciate for you to head on over and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified of all his weekly videos, and do the same likewise for me if you're not following me already. So until next time, this is Daniel from Second Chance Love.
And Joe from Thrift Sense LA.
Until next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.